Hey everyone, we're back with another video, and I want to talk about how successful people are actually extremely different, just fundamentally, from the average person in how they process things. In their mind, when we have events that happen, we're always reacting typically, right? We're always just something comes up and we react to it. But the question is, how long do you actually react for? For example, let's say you take a test, you bomb the test. You do terrible. How long are you in that state of just sadness and unhappiness and just like questioning everything? It's totally fine. Those are totally emotions that you need to experience, right? But the longer you're in that kind of emotional like downturn, the less amount of time you have to get back up and work and try to fix the situation. And I've talked about this before, but the emotions that are in your head, oftentimes they're not very productive. They're not helping you get stuff done. They're not helping you actually fix whatever is going on, because the real world runs off of action. And in your head, thinking does not have any action associated with it unless you decide to actually act and do something about it. So if you're constantly just moping about a test, right, it'll be way better for you to just quickly process, okay, I failed, that sucks, it's really terrible. I agree, right, that sucks. What can I learn from this? Okay, take away what you can learn. What can I do better next time? Take away that. Then combine those together and put that into a desire to do better on the next test and just get to work. Do you see how much faster and more efficient and really more productive that way of thinking is? And this is really what successful people do all the time, because as you begin to fail more and more, you start to become more numb to those failures, but you also learn how to process things faster. So that way you're not stuck and you don't allow your emotions to like control you, and you just respond to any sort of situation that is sometimes maybe sad. It doesn't throw you completely off course. You're able to really keep a more calm, cool, and collective approach and focus on how is this going to teach me something. And I think that's the best way to really approach a lot of failure, which is inevitable for success, right? You're going to have it time and time again. So that's really the biggest differentiator, I would say, is like successful people can move on from things that often cripple the average person. And it's because they just realize that the most important things are what can they learn from this, and they try not to make the same mistake again, right? And also, if something has already happened, currently, if you think about your past, there's probably tons of things that you wish went a different way. Do you have any control over that now? No, you can't do anything but think about it. And we already talked about this. Thinking without action is really a huge problem in today's society, because everyone has so many thoughts, but they don't take any action, so it doesn't amount to anything. Imagine if every piece of action you took, you were paid $1. But let's say you have 1,000 thoughts per second. Are you paid anything for those 1,000 thoughts? No, you're not. But if you take more action, that's how eventually you'll reach success. So you have to always think, okay, am I just thinking, or am I thinking to actually eventually take action? You want to have more thinking to eventually take action, because that's what's going to move your success needle, your success bar up and up and up until you get more and more likely and more probable that you're eventually going to become successful. If you guys have any questions, put in the comments below. I'll be answering all of them, and make sure you guys subscribe and follow for more.